Hey everybody, we are Team 1110 and we're comprised of myself, Mohammed, and five others who are Brandon, Sahej, Luke, Anupama, and Juan Pablo. Did you know that in Mozambique, 80% of the population cannot afford 3 meals a day? With our website for Sharing Hope Africa, we can share the story of many of these struggling countries and contribute towards helping them. This here is Isaac. He's a 9-year-old child living in Mozambique. Isaac wants to be a police officer when he grows up. But he's one of millions of children in Mozambique that are living in poverty and are suffering from a lack of food and clean water and are unable to get an education. In fact, Mozambique is ranked 181 out of 187 countries in the Human Development Index, and 70% of the total population lives in poverty. Meanwhile, there's a bordering country known as Eswatini off the southeast coast of Africa, which is one of the last absolute monarchies in the world. Eswatini has the 10th highest income inequality in the world. At 26% of the adult population infected, it has the highest rate of HIV prevalence in the whole world. Meanwhile, more than 50% of children under the age of 17 are orphans. This is where our project's client comes in. Our client is Sharing Hope Africa, which is a non-profit organization which started in 2010. One Heart Africa is the old name, and it started in 2010 with an idea to provide a solution for a need in Lechilo, Mozambique. This small village in Mozambique had only 2 primary schools and no preschool. Within the community, the unemployment rate was so high that many of the men had to travel over 4 hours to South Africa in hopes of finding work in mineral mines. Since One Heart Africa began working with the community a decade ago to provide support and solutions, they've opened the Sharing Hope Preschool, which provides 100 students annually with a new educational opportunity. This endeavor has led to other projects, such as installing boreholes, which has enabled 850 plus individuals to access clean water. The organization has empowered communities in Mozambique and Swaziland by contributing to education, economic development, and clean water. The organization helps improve their quality of life in a way which is also self-sustaining. With the help of donations and volunteers, Sharing Hope Africa has provided over 1,000 individuals with access to clean water and are working on many other projects to aid the people of these two nations.
However, in order for Sharing Hope Africa to continue this work as a nonprofit, it requires great support from the public. Consider this: you're someone who has just learned about the Sharing Hope Africa organization through word of mouth, and were so inspired by their story that you wish to learn more about them. One of the only logical choices now is to Google search their name to learn more about them. Yet, if they don't have a website, there is no way to quickly get more information about what they do and how you can contribute to their organization through ways like buying Sharing Hope merchandise or directly donating. This is where our website comes in to aid those people. With the Sharing Hope Africa website, we can service the needs of interested newcomers by providing a simple way to navigate through the different aspects of what the organization is all about. Passing it over to Sej, he's going to talk more about the different types of newcomers.
Thanks, Brandon. These incoming users who are interested in Sharing Hope Africa can come from all different ages and backgrounds, meaning we as the developers of the website have to account for different technological expertises. We've made our website difficult to navigate through with unclear directions. Some people who wish to know more about the website could potentially get steered away from clunkiness of the website. It was imperative that the initial UI is something that is very clean and very simple. Considering all age groups also involves thinking of features that can be inviting for both the younger and older audiences. Some of these considerations involve the website having connections to your social media accounts for easy sharing of blog posts, allowing you to vote and comment on these blog posts. Features like this would maximize the user experience, and for those people who may not know how to use such advanced features at first, an FAQ page would also be implemented so that users from all technological backgrounds can enjoy all the bells and whistles we're going to implement in our website. In order to formalize many of these claims regarding our users, research regarding the website and the users had to be performed. Next, I'll pass it on to Pablo to go over some of these findings.
Thanks, Ahej. Our first finding we found was the importance of having an internet presence in today's world. As mentioned by my group member Brandon, if you were to Google Sharing Hope Africa and nothing were to come up, it makes it very difficult for a user to quickly gain information regarding the organization, which in turn makes it more difficult for the user to contribute to them. Additionally, we learned how having a consistency among website pages promotes professionalism and confidence in users, establishing a well-known brand. This is important for Sharing Hope Africa as it upholds them to a well-renowned identity. Lastly, our group learned about private policies. Sharing Hope Africa hopes to establish user profiles containing personal information. Fortunately, in today's world, users now realize how important their information is and understand the repercussions of having their data leaked. We as a group and in Sharing Hope Africa have to ensure that our users' information is protected and safe. Next, our team member Anupama is going to speak about how our initial prototype and talk about how our research findings were implemented.
On the slide, you can see the home screen. We decided to go with the hamburger menu so that users can smoothly navigate to the main pages. The main menu includes the pages, blogs, calendar, about, the shop, the contact page, and the donate page. We decided to have a green color theme to match the Sharing Hope Africa's color, which is also green. You go to the next slide. On the next slide, you can see the shop screen and donate screen. The donate screen is where users can voluntarily give funds to Sharing Hope Africa in an amount of their choosing. They also have the option to select the kind of payment method they want. They have the options of credit, debit, and PayPal. The shop page on the website will be where users can purchase different types of Sharing Hope Africa merchandise, and both these pages serve as ways to raise funds for the organization. Next, Brandon is going to talk about the lessons we learned working on our project as a team.
So, one of the key lessons that many of us learned from the semester is how you should communicate in a technical setting, where the client may not know much about the nitty-gritty technical details, but we would still have to provide a way to make this content easily digestible. So the amount of technical detail that the client knows also leads to discussion about establishing limitations with regards to how advanced a feature may be and if this feature can be fully implemented in a given time period. Being able to establish these boundaries as well as communicate with people of varying technical expertise proved to be something that was new to many of us and is still a valuable skill to keep developing for the next semester. Another one of the key lessons that we learned as a team was learning more about how to delegate tasks so that the team can output the most efficient amount of work. This goes into being able to assess everyone's individual technical and soft skills, as well as knowing what type of task can be assigned to which person. So for example, if someone has a knack for really good looking design, many of the UI creation tasks would be assigned to this person. But this also leads into it being important that the person with this specialized skill does not get the entire workload if it's being deemed too long of a task for that one person. So another lesson that some of our team members learned was learning how to adapt to someone of higher skill and being able to complete a given task by partnering with this person. So all these lessons learned allowed our team to gradually be more efficient in pumping out tasks as we learned to bounce our ideas and workflows off of each other. Next, Luke will be sharing a bit of the coding artifact and what it exactly does.
Thanks, Brandon. To get a grasp of the technical details of our project, we implemented a small subset of features. We created the initial structure of a Flask web app, a database with a user table, and login and registration logic. I'll run through a quick example of our authentication logic in action. Here are some real calls to our login and registration methods. In the first line, you can see a user being registered and saved to the database. Then, as you can see on the second line, we attempt to log in as the user, but with an incorrect password. This login attempt fails. On the last line, where we supply a correct username and password, the user is successfully logged into our application. In conclusion, we're looking forward to working with Sharing Hope Africa. We believe our collective skill sets can contribute a ton of value and eventually cause real-world change. We hope that this change is in line with Sharing Hope's goals. We appreciate your time and thanks for listening.